Here we are coming down the valley. Day of downhill skiing. Camp is way over there, base camp. Nice the Ellsworth Mountains. We got a glacier in the Polar Plateau over there. We came from all the way up there. We've been skiing for probably about a couple of hours now. And you can see Cal in the front, followed by Carolyn, Lisa, then Lindsay and Tim here, and it's me. Just skiing down here for a second. The weather is quite nice, quite warm, even though it's cloudy. Usually it's a lot warmer when it's cloudy, to be honest, especially when there's no wind. There's hardly any wind today. That's why we're moving camp quite a lot. I think we're probably going to ski about 10k today. We've only been skiing about 4 or 5 a day. It's not too bad. So we're going all the way to that corner called Charles Peak, which is somewhere there. I think you might be able to see. It's a bit shaky because I'm walking as I'm speaking. The snow here is quite soft, which is probably quite a lot of new snow. All that blue ice there, you can see the glacier coming down. The blue ice usually means it's very windy. If it's very windy, that means the snow blows away, and then all that's left is the hard solid ice at the bottom. So some cracks on that mountain. Don't want to be going up there. We're probably about 4 days away from camp, and we probably should be arriving camp on the 14th, 6th, 15th, and we're catching probably the 18th flight out of Antarctica, weather permitting. It's all to do with the weather here. We got stuck 3 days in camp because of very high winds, and yesterday we crossed the Flanagan Glacier. It was very, very windy. It felt like a proper expedition, and it's quite exciting actually. Quite a lot of uphill. Then I had to pitch the tent in high wind as well, which was rather interesting. So there's basically 4 or 5 people pitching one tent instead of the usual 2. There's not much contrast nearby, but it's not too bad. There aren't any cracks around here, no crevasses or anything like that. I hope it's non-standby, otherwise I've been talking for hours for nothing. So yeah, we've all got 2 sledges now, which is probably about 40 kilograms, 50 kilograms. We only got about 15 days left of food. So yeah, today's day 16th or 17th. You can't lose touch of time in a way if you don't keep your watch. Which is quite interesting. I think we've been doing some mood diaries, and the mood diaries were quite interesting because what we've been missing the most is not the Facebook stuff or the Twitter or computer or TV. What we miss the most is the basics. I think when you come to a place like this, you really miss having a nice shower and having a nice 9-hour, 8-hour sleep. Because it's sunny 24 hours a day, it's quite hard to get a full 8 hours. You end up waking up at 1 in the morning, and then at 4, and then at 6 again. So usually in our schedule we've been waking up about 8, half 8, getting tents down at 11 and ready to move. It was quite cold yesterday because the sun went behind the mountain and it was cloudy, so it's quite cold inside the tent. probably about 5 degrees, 3 degrees inside the tent. When we went with the sun, it can go up to about 20, and you can even stay without your top shirt on in the tent and it's fine. Let me show you the glacier again. It's beautiful. Had the guys hauling the sledge downhill. It's been a pretty unbelievable experience so far. It's just every time you wake up and you look around you, and these mountains are just unbelievable. So pretty and pristine and untouched. So we managed to climb a few peaks, which was nice. The main one we were going to try, Sporley. There were too many cracks in the snow, so we decided not to attempt that one. And Capley, that was climbed by Caroline and Carl. That was too steep for us. We needed quite a lot of technical gear, so the choice was not to climb that one, which is fine by us. We stayed in camp, did some science, and it's quite good. So hoping to do a bit more science later on in the week. I have no idea what day today is. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's been pretty good. Let me turn around again. They were wondering why am I talking to myself. Just gonna stop for a sec, check how many minutes I got left. I got loads of minutes left and it is recording. Oh, I'm happy to know that. Let's look back again. Those are my sledges. Uphill you can see very cloudy, just nothing, no contrast over there. But you can see the shape of the mountains as well. They're very angular because they haven't been glaciated. And back there is a peak that I called it a pyramid because it's just a perfect pyramid. It's pretty unbelievable. And it's interesting as well when we go up the rocks are quite loose. They haven't fused together, and they have very different types of rocks sometimes. When you go up the top you can see all sorts of different things. So it's quite interesting, especially if you're a geologist. So Lindsay's been collecting samples from blue ice to try to find sediment. Lisa has been dealing with Ricky and all the different little questions, which have been quite good. Tim has been doing a lot of kids science as well. Antarctica, Mars on Earth, and is going to be doing 24 hours isolation later in the week, so that should be interesting. No mobile, no sat phone, no iPod, nothing. Just him in the tent and some food. Should be good. And I've been looking at UV ultraviolet radiation. You know, a day like today, even though it's very cloudy, it's quite important to still have your sunscreen on, because the UV levels are still quite high compared to the UK. And also there's a reflection of the snow, which amplifies the effect. We've been doing some measurements over the day, and even on a cloudy day like today, it's about 3/4 of the full strength, or sometimes about half of the strength when there's no cloud on. So that's how important the ozone layer is. When you have the ozone layer, it absorbs the ultraviolet radiation, protecting us from especially the UVC and some of the UVB. The UVA is quite high down here, very high. UVB is relatively high. Unfortunately, I haven't got my equipment doesn't measure UVC very well, but the spectrometer does. So when I get back home, I'll be able to have a look at at that data, and should be good. They're still traveling. See if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, that's a bit more zoom. Do a 360 here. Quite slow. You can see the glacier there, which is amazing. And then you just see ice and ice on the mountain and clouds which you can't distinguish. And you see some of the peaks. You can see the shape is quite angular. There's a glacier uphill, there's some more peaks over there. Let's keep going down. Quite behind now. That's camp over there. You can't see. We can see from here. I don't know if you can see it from the camera. So very few people have been down this glacier or up the glacier we were before as well. Not many people have been around, which is pretty cool. Quite isolated. The camp at Union Glacier is quite recent as well. So I'm sure soon there'll be quite a few people doing some ski safaris down here because it's just absolutely beautiful. Right, so I've been chatting for too long now, so I'm going to leave you to it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video going down the valley between the Donald Ridge on the left hand side and the Capra Ridge, I think, on the right hand side. I don't think this valley has a name. It could be the Driscoll Valley, the Driscoll Glacier, I'm not quite sure, need to check on the map. So we're going to be going downhill for a bit more, then we're going to camp and see what happens next. Cheerio, bye bye.